Be a lot of that for the next couple minutes. Trying to get everything closed that's going to start opening up everywhere. Well, sorry about that, everybody. Right as I went to go live, we got a very fun Microsoft update, Windows update that would not let me put it off. So that's wonderful. But we're live now, and that's what matters, right? Oh, it's always something, man. It is always something. I cannot catch a break when it comes to technical difficulties. And then we gotta send out the Twitter notification. Gotta get all this stuff booted up again, like Nightbot, sound alerts. Hi, Roxanne. Sorry we're late. There's the tweet. Okay. Yeah, gonna be a lot of those notifications going off, but everything should be good now. Yeah, there'll be so many of those. There was a Windows update that was unskippable that decided it needed to start right at 7, which is absolutely perfect timing. All right, I'm going to move this camera back over. I was moving the camera and about to start things up when the Windows update started. We're live on both. Should be good. Okay. We do have Laurent in the background today. Whether he stays or not, you know. Not paying attention to the time, I understand. All right, we're trying a different camera angle this time that'll hopefully help things not be so dark. And also hopefully make it where you're not constantly just seeing my hands and I'm going off screen and everything. Keep bringing that down until now we have a light here for this. Should help keep everything nice and bright. Hopefully. Emphasis on hopefully. Might be a little too bright in one spot. There we go. I also need to keep it out of the way of my arms. But I also don't want to be in the way of everything. So that should do it. Hopefully. Emphasis on hopefully. Man, it really needs to be right there, but it gets in the way right there. We'll put it right there. This is an ever-evolving show, as always. Laurent took some convincing to come and hang out with us today. All right, so we have both these boys. We're going to start with this guy. Get both these boys to work on today. We're going to try and finish both of them, and we have a little bit of touch-up to do. This guy, we missed his back skirting. Back there, it never got painted. So when we go to paint the back skirting on these guys, we will grab that with a Basilicanum Gray. All right, I also have a new brush. It is a new filbert. Which is right here. Brand new filbert, right? Yeah. So, we got him here. Camera really does not want to focus today, but there we go. All right, and we're going to go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to get the dust off as usual. I always get a little stressed when we have technical difficulties that make things not want to work the way they're supposed to. But I'm actually going to move this light to where it's facing this way. And it should hopefully help brighten things up even more for the camera. There we go. We're going to go ahead and dust this guy off too. Just to make sure we don't have any extra dust anywhere that's going to get in the way. All right. Well, all right. I put a lot of thought into how I want to do this. We'll use our new filbert. I think we're going to start with the gray and get the tip of the gun here. And I want to mix in a little bit of Plague Bearer flesh to really bring out that Nurgle-ish side of it there. Still feel like it's really dark right here where the camera's at for some reason, even though there's so many lights on it right now. Oh, that's the wrong way. I almost want to mount this up here. Yeah, I've got this light, this ring light in my hand. We could just like, right there, that would be perfect. I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to rig that right now, but in the future, maybe. Actually, there is a way. Hold on. Gundam Heavy Arms Custom Endless Waltz will come to Gundam Evolution. You had mentioned that some of the Endless Waltz suits were coming. I assume the reason it's not in GBO2 is because GBO2 hasn't made it to Wing yet. It is still doing unicorn suits right now. Because they're sticking to the Universal Century timeline, honestly. At some point, I feel like they're probably going to move into the AUs. But they haven't started doing that yet. This is riveting to watch, I know, as I fiddle with this light. I succeeded in what I was trying to do. Oh, I want to turn the actual light itself. So. And then we should be able to mount it up like this. There we go. That does actually make it a lot brighter. That's actually really cool. Okay. So you should now be able to see more stuff from it. Alright, we're probably going to have to fiddle with the focus again, like always. But that's my guess, Iggy, is that because GBO2 is still using GBO2 is still doing the Universal Century timeline. Unlike Battle Operation Next, which had like a bunch of different suits in it, GBO2 is still using UC. Dropping the Gundam Evolution. Probably not going to get it day one. I don't have a lot of currency built up in Gundam Evolution because I haven't been playing it. But if I can get the currency for it, sure. But I'm not going to spend real money on it, no. I don't like Gundam Evolution that much to put real money down on. If I was going to put real money down on any suit, it would have been the new Gundam. And I didn't do that, so. We got to put this new filbert through its paces. I feel like I'm further away from everything now. I might do a video on it though if I can build up the currency to get it ahead of time. 'Cause I do like heavy arms quite a bit. I love the way these contrast paints just bleed in. It looks so good afterwards. But as usual, we want it to be murky. I might have to move this camera again so that it's not just only seeing me, only seeing my hands. Oh, there's a thumb we missed there. We'll have to remember that. Yeah, I did get a couple complaints from people saying that they couldn't see the models we were working on, and so I'm attempting to fix that, but now my fingers are in the way. So I don't know that I actually fixed anything. Only one suit, one out of the others. So that's the thing, right? Like, that's one of the biggest issues that Gundam Evolution is facing right now, is that they're just not adding suits fast enough, really, to make it worth it for people to keep playing. And I get it. That's a hard thing to do, to add suits to a hero shooter like that. But you gotta. You can't just not add suits. The game's been out for a long time now, it feels like. And there are 4 suits that have been added, right? That feels like a mistake to me. We're gonna change some things up here. There we go. Now my fingers shouldn't be in the way quite as much. All right, I want to do this grip here in a darker color, maybe in the black, to make it really pop. All right, but we are going to go ahead and use the rest of the Basilicanum that we need while we're at it. So we're going to get these up here. Make them look nice. My hands are a little shaky today. Was milking a cow at 5 a.m. They've been a little shaky since then. But no, that's the biggest issue I think the game has right now. I mean, the second biggest issue is nobody's playing it. But when you're not releasing new suits in a pretty standard spread, it's not really a surprise that nobody's playing it, you know? People are earning all this in-game currency with nothing to spend it on. But skins, and the skins aren't really skins in that game. It's just different color variants. It's got to try a lot harder, in my opinion, if it wants to keep me playing. Do 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 do. That in there. Won't hurt if we get a little bit of that mixed in there, because we want it to look kind of mucky. Because they're Death Guard. Alright. I definitely see some places we missed with the green. That's okay. Alright, we're going to take some of this Basilicanum Gray, and we're going to get this hose here. We're going to make sure we don't get that spot on the hose that's leaking. Because I think we can make this really shine. How did we do? We did those in green? Kind of want to do them in different colors for each one, where it's like, you know, some of them have rotted completely, but some of them still retain their original color, you know? For that reason, we'll mix in some of this gray with these cablings right here. We'll also give it just a little bit of extra color. Make it shine just a little bit more. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that looks pretty dang good. All right, I don't think we really have any more gray to do on this guy, though there are definitely more things I want to do with that gun. Oh, we do have the handle of the gun. There we go. So we will move, because remember, we're doing these two assembly line. We're trying to see if we like assembly line painting more than painting the way we have been. And this guy's got more gray, so we have quite a bit of Basilicanum Gray to do on this guy. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. We're going to start off with all these hoses. Grab him with these here too, why not? We're going to have to raise that up just a little bit more. There we go. That should keep my hand out of the way. Okay. Just makes them pop just a little bit more, you know, and that's what we want. We want them to really pop. We want, when you look at this model, we want you to be able to see the detail work. We want you to be able to tell we put time into it, you know? Laurent just chilling. Having him a good time. Got a little bit of gray mixed in there, but I don't really think it's a big deal because, again, we want these guys to look kind of grimy. And I've been trying to figure out how to learn to highlight. Waverly sent me some tutorials that I haven't got to watch yet. But we can always come back through with a nice highlight and patch these guys up a little more. At least I do believe so. I don't mind the grime personally. I want them to look grungy. Dun, 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 dun. But it's hard to get the inside of that cabling. But I think we got it. Alright. What else needs to be gray on him? We have his weapon. The grenades. Did this guy have grenades that we missed? Got one. He's got one grenade we missed. I just love the way the contrast paint wells in there. Looks so nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab his grenade real quick. Also, we missed a spot. Right there. Go. There we go. It's nice. Okay. Like I said, we got quite a bit of gray to go on this guy. So let's start mixing it into the axe head here. And we're going to bring our other colors back in, just like we have for the other weapons, the melee weapons. But we're going to bring the gray in for the axe here. And for the handles. Then we're going to bring in the bone for the teeth on the axe. Because I think that'll make it pop a lot more. And you can barely see it, but that looks like it used to be a purity seal on the back of the axe. And I really want to make that pop. But I still want it to look grungy. Because again, these guys betrayed the Emperor. They wouldn't keep purity seals on them anymore. But I think we could do some really interesting stuff with that ancient purity seal there. That might be really cool. All right, let's take just a little bit more of this. We won't have a stream next Friday. Next Friday, I will be on vacation. But we will finish the Burning Gundam when I come back. We're going to mix some of this gray in for the blade. But just as always, we will mix the other colors in to make it really pop. Then we have some cabling on his chest, and we still have the back of the axe to go. Really just want to mix that in there. We're going to do some cool stuff with that. All right, we still have the head of the axe to go too. And I kind of want that to go on thick. But I'm going to bring some black and maybe just a touch of gold back in there to highlight it. I really like this white primer. Just about all the colors look good on it. I primed my Blood Angels in black. And I think I'm probably going to start priming stuff in white for the most part. I think it looks really nice. All right, we have the cabling here on his chest. All right, now we just have the handle left to go on the mace, and then we'll move to our next color. I don't want to do the mace head in the gray. Maybe I'll do some flecks of it in there, but I don't want to do it in the gray. I want to do it in the Gorgrunta. Do 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 do. I think that Gorgrunta will make it pop just a little bit more. We could do the spikes in Basilicanum Gray.
Sickness must be purged.
Hey, well. Sickness must be purged indeed. Yeah, we'll do the spikes on the mace and the Basilicanum Gray. Because again, I want my models to pop, you know? I want you to be able to see the difference between them and somebody else's. And you're probably going to anyway, because my models aren't going to look as good as somebody else's. But, you know, we got to try. All right. That's our gray for these guys. So, next, let's... Forgot to get a little bit of gray on this here, on the bottom of it. Left that door open and now there's just bugs. There will still be streams at the start of next week. My vacation starts on Thursday. Technically, I guess my vacation starts at the end of Tuesday. Because I'm not streaming on Wednesday. Right, yeah. Right. I don't know why I was thinking I stream Wednesday. Right. I don't do that. It's been a long week, I guess. All right. We are going to go ahead and get the gray over here while we have the Basilicanum Gray out. And we're still going to do a vote Tuesday for whatever Rundgren's plan on Wednesday. I just won't be on anything else for the rest of that week. And then the next week after that. But I will be back on Monday the 23rd? I think it is. I think that's when it is. Oh. And we're done with the gray. We can start getting into the other colors. I understand, Will. I have napkins specifically prepared this time to dry my brush off with. All right. Let's go ahead and do the bone, I think, which is Skeleton Horde. And we'll get those bones painted up nice and good. And then we can come back with our next color, which will probably be... Thanks, Nightbot. Probably be... I don't know. We got a lot of options. I don't want to get too distracted from what I'm working on at any given time to move on to other stuff. Man, I love the way that bone color looks. I made sure to shake all the paints up really well too, so that they're all very wet and they should apply a nice coating. All right. Da, 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 da. We're going to get all these little bones here. All these little bone spikes. Dun, 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 dun. I get so at peace now when I'm painting, and I didn't used to. Used to, I would get so nervous and anxious, but now it's just like, yeah, you know, I'm having a good time. Come a long way in my painting, I guess, now that I can finally relax while painting. You got a little bit of green mixed in there on this one. It wasn't too much, so it kind of just looks like mold in the bone, which is an interesting aesthetic. Not something I would have tried to do, but I'm not mad that it happened either. Put a little bit more of this back in here. That pop a little more. Mix a little bit in there too. Just to break that up a little. Friendship. It's a great song. I feel like all I've done today is work. I recorded so many videos today. I kind of want to take this bone color and make this look like a hardened, crusty looking symbol there. It doesn't add a lot of color to it, but I think it adds just enough to make it really shine. And I told you earlier that I had something special I wanted to do with the shotguns, or the shotgun, this is not a shotgun, with the grip of the Melta here. Or the flamer, I mean. I wanted to do it in the bone, so it looked like it was carved from the bone carapace. And it would make it pop just a little bit more. I like that a lot. I think that's looking pretty nice. It's kind of funny. I've gotten to the point now where I want to paint even when we're not streaming. And I have to stop myself from painting, like finishing the job, because we're not streaming at the time, you know? And I can clearly remember making a video at one point where I was terrified of painting. Amazing how much just a little bit different of a perspective and experience changes things, you know? Yeah, that just makes it shine. When we go to do the red, we might mix in a little red there just to make it stand out even more. I'm going to dust in a little bit of this bone on that purity seal. Just because I like it. I think that's a tongue. I don't think that's a bone down there. This is a bone. But the way that's angled, I think that's a tongue right there. We missed another grenade back there. Oh well. We have so many teeth to do on this guy. This guy's gonna look really cool when he's done. Man, I love Death Guard. They're so cool. Now for the shoulder pad teeth. There's an Adeptus Ridiculous episode on Death Guard, and I need to watch it. I want to learn more about the Death Guard than I know. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, let's also do the head of this mace in this. Mostly because I think it's going to pop way more like this. I think maybe we give it just a light dusting of the gold. There we go. One more bone. And then we'll move to the next color. And we're spoiled for choice with these guys. We have so many more colors we need to do. I don't know if you can see how many paints are lined up out here. Oh, we got teeth in here too. There we go. All right, did we get everything? I think so. Okay, move to our next color. It did not seal. There it goes. Something is open and keeping my taskbar open. I don't like it. I can't see how long we've been going on the stream. Don't know which program it is. Taskbar thinks it needs to be open for, though. Oh well. Oh well, indeed. Okay. I've been trying to stall so I can figure out what color I want to do next, and I don't know. This new brush is working pretty well, though. I'm pretty happy with it. This new filbert. All right, let's do Gilliman Flesh or Volupus Pink. Let's do the Volupus Pink. I think this is going to be the color that brings most of the brightness to the models. Even though really Gorgrunta Flesh probably would have been the right choice next. But this is the color for our Ichor. I used to call it Icker when I was young. So I was positive that was how it was pronounced. I just realized we had all that gray we didn't do. I'm bad at getting the chainmail, apparently. All right, there's both those tongues, and they're looking great. This one down here. Do do do. Got a little bit of pink on his leg there, but that'd be all right. Just adds character. This tongue that's holding the dagger here. All right. Now for my favorite part with the pink on this guy. Old faded purity seal. That's going to look great when it's all done. There we go. We're going to put just a smidge of that there. But it looks like they're weeping out stuff. All right. And we never did get his symbol up there. We'll do that in the gold. But let's get this thing's eyes, and we're going to do the body of it in Gilliman flesh, I think. Oh, that's going to look so good when it's done. All right, then we need to get his eyes. Where is his other yet? And I didn't finish this eye. There we go. We do need to get a color. I'm not sure which one. I'm thinking maybe Gilliman flesh in there for the tear in the armor. Gilliman flesh would probably be the best choice for that. Now the tabard tongue, the tongue barred. That's a phrase that I wish I hadn't said now. Now that I've said it out loud. All right, this is going to be really hard to get. Oh, look at that professional paint job right there. Yeah. He's really starting to come together, too. The seam in the pipe there, because even though the pipe was at one time pumping things that were not fleshy, he has now been completely consumed by it. A little bit of paint on the outside of his eye, too, that I didn't mean to do, but that's okay. I think that's the pink for him. Oh, we got a little bit right here. Got more of that there than I meant to, but okay. All right, and now for this guy. I gotta say, I'm kind of digging the way we're doing this, where we're switching back and forth between these two. As much as I've always been like I like to finish one model kind of guy. The assembly line style's not bad. I'm kind of coming around on it. All right. Pull them up a little closer where you can see them better. Do the same thing here. Put a little bit of this in there. This side. Make sure you can't see any more white there. Put just a little bit in there. We got a little bit of ichor bleeding off. Ichor, not ichor. Bleeding off from right there. Little maggot boy right there. And another one right there. Right? I mean, honestly, it's starting to look pretty good. We're going to get the eyes. That was smooth. All right, I think we're done with the Volupus Pink now. Oh, that was smooth. I'm so proud of how well that eye went. The eyes have consistently been my biggest point of, like, I could do better. My biggest flaw. Finally starting to get better. Honestly, this new brush is really helping. I didn't realize how bad my old brush had gotten that I was using. The old Filbert. How frayed it had gotten. But I also didn't know what I was doing when we started out either. So, not that I know what I'm doing now. Haha. Alright, let's take some Gilliman flesh. Let's do that on the side and his mask. I think he's the only one that has Gilliman flesh. Oop. Dun, 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 doo, 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 doo. Oh, that turned out so much better than I thought it would. The pink is still clearly visible from within the Gilliman flesh. The fangs are still clearly visible. Oh, heck yeah. Look at that. Look at that spider creature that's coming out of his shoulder. I accidentally almost painted it like a Metroid, which I find really funny. All right. Keep bumping this, trying to get this Gilliman flesh in here for his face. Yeah. That looks good. Not overstated, not understated. I like it. We're going to mix some Gilliman flesh in with this, too. Make it visually distinct a little bit from the rest of the... Because I don't actually think it's a bone in hindsight. I think it's an eye stalk. But... Alright. Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad. I meant to do that spot in the pink, but that's okay. Actually, we might still be able to. There's still a little bit on the palette here. Alright. Next up is the Gorgrunta. We still have a lot of the gold to do. We still got to finish both weapons. But I think that actually looks pretty dang good. I'm really surprised, honestly, by how well we're doing. I'm so used to how often I mess this stuff up. Not to say we won't still. That could very well still happen. Alright. Be careful with the Gorgrunta because it's a lot stronger than the other paints we've been using. I feel like if we tried to use a black and didn't expect it to bleed in on top of everything. Now, the good news is it's not necessarily a bad thing if it bleeds in, because, again, these guys are grimy, and because everything is growing out of each other. So it's okay if it bleeds in a little bit to the green of the shoulder here. Or to the Gilliman flesh we just put on the other one. Hollow Knight soundtrack is so good. Dun, 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 dun. Right, just a little line of that across the edge there. Make the van braces pop. I definitely see a little bit of cleanup green that we got to do that I missed. Go. Put just a little bit of it right there. Just to break that backpack up a little bit. These guys are diseased, you know? Right. And over here. A little bit more of that there than I meant to, but that's okay. Again, if they look a little murky, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean to get them that murky, but we can always apply some more green over the top of it later. There we go. And then we just need to get the tops here. You don't even necessarily need a lot on there. We just need enough to make it visible that there is something there. It helps break everything up and helps make it all look nice. There we go. Did we get... I don't think at any point we did the... Welcome back. I don't think at any point we did the top of the legs in it. But we probably should have now in hindsight. Probably should have gotten just a little bit of this. Trim the edges of it with at the top of the leg. Just again to break up that green a little bit and to make it look nice. So we'll go ahead and do it on this one, because we just did it on those two. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. All right. That's his Gorgrunta done. Oh, wait. I want to put some Gorgrunta in that mace. And we got to put some Gorgrunta on the axe head. I almost forgot. Mix that in on top of the gray to really make that grunginess pop. We're going to take black and make the top of the axe head that way. All right, just get some splashes of this in there. Again, I don't want to completely overdo the wraith bone. Had dinner? Nice. What'd you eat? I just want to kind of dust it in there, darken it up a little bit. But I still want that highlight to come through of it. Yeah, that looks good, man. I am digging that. That looks good. All right, you're next. All right. I put way too much of that on there just then. All right, we got some of it off. Fish, nice. Fish is good. The wife has been working all day. She's been working a lot lately. Not her fault. I wish that she could do something about it, but she can't. It wasn't a complaint that she's been having to work a lot. But she's supposed to be bringing me home pizza. I'm excited for that. I like pizza. In the end. I even noticed there was ichor right there. No! Alright, well, we'll have to remember it's there and we can come back and get it when it's time to do the... There's a drop right there. When it's time to do the touch-ups. But to come back through and grab that drop of ichor. Again, allowed way more than I wanted to. Thinking about pizza. Gonna take a lot of touch-up green on this guy. Because that was still way more than I wanted to do. In fact, we may do touch-up green after we finish these people tonight. Just go ahead and go through and do some touch-up green everywhere. Mentioned it earlier, but my hands are hurting a little bit today. Which is not an excuse. I've been doing this long enough, I shouldn't be making rookie mistakes like that anymore, but... It's tough to paint this spot because of the bones. You get some touch-up green there, too. Okseman Doramadik. We're gonna mix just a little bit of that in there so that it still has that color, but it makes it pop a little more. Grunt has already started to bleed in there and looks really good in my opinion. Gundam Evolution a flop? Oh, there's no question in my mind it's a flop. No question. It didn't have to be. But it is. I think it had 400 people playing it the other day. 400 total? It's not a good sign at this point. We missed that part in pink too. Okay, we're gonna do touch up pink today too. Not just touch up green, but touch up pink as well. I don't mean to hit the camera there. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we still gotta do the arms, and then we're done with the Gorgrunta. The gauntlets here. There we go. And again, we're being really cautious with our brush strokes here. So you don't want to overdo it. I heard the door. It definitely sounds like the door. It is Gundam Overwatch, yeah. Stick with Gundam under Operation 2. I think it's fine to make a Gundam hero shooter, right? Like, that's a cool idea. But they need to actually do the idea. They don't need to just make a handful of suits and then go, yeah, we're good now. We don't have to make any more. Also, there's no reason to play because there's no actual progression or anything. But, you know, you're going to put money into it, right? It's like, well, no, I'm not going to do that, actually, because there's no... I'm not incentivized to do that. If they had actually incentivized me to do it, I probably would still be playing. It really sounded like somebody was at the door. Oh, no. Door's locked, so... What? Alright, let's do the gold. That's what it comes down to for me, is just you didn't give me a reason to keep playing your game. And I don't love Overwatch enough that I'm just, like, gonna play it more. See, I've been looking at this guy for 2 weeks, and I don't love his gun. I think we're going to take some Plague Bearer flesh, and we're going to mix it into both guns today. And I also don't play Battle Operation 2 anymore, for what it's worth. So before anybody's like, well, you're just a Battle Operation 2 stan. Like, well, I don't play that anymore either. But it actually gave me reasons to keep playing. I just chose not to. Right, where else does he need gold? Right there for that chain. Send some gold for the diode there. Alright, I think that's him for gold done already. Da, 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 da. Baby, baby. Alright. That purity seal really spiffed up. Alright, then we need to get the chain here. I missed that spot too with it. We're gonna do some touch up on these guys. These boys are getting some touch up today. We're not gonna be done with them till we do some touch up. I think we're gonna need some touch up of just about every color, probably. Also, I've been looking at this guy, and I think those bells are too yellow. I think we need to make those a little more disgusting, you know? Yeah, just reskin Zone of the Enders to gun. There you go. That's the way to do it. A Gundam shooter, though, is like, that's a slam dunk for people. And then you just abandon it. You just go, yeah, you know, it's fine. They don't need any actual support. Like, come on now. What are we doing? Alright, that's the gold done. Though I do still think we need to make that gold pop. We need to grunge it up. I guess it already pops. I want it to reverse pop. Battle Alliance needs more mobile suits. I mean, look, if they want to do another wave of DLC for Battle Alliance, I would not complain. That's all I'm saying. I just splashed that light with that paint. My depth perception on my left side is not good. And you can't see it, but my paper and the light were right next to each other. And I just... I just slapped that light with paint. All right. I guess we should do the snakebite leather first. We should do all the regular colors, and then we can start touching on touch-up. And I have all the money. Look, there's... Bandai is a company that I could not even begin to guess what they're doing. Because they're not doing any of the stuff that makes the most sense. But they don't really have to either. That's the worst part. They make so much money, they don't have to do anything. They can just spend it constantly on stuff that doesn't work. And it doesn't really hit their bottom line. Then they just go, okay, no more Gundam games for a while. And it's like, no, that's not... Man. Why are you like this, Bandai? Belt in there. Alright. Here we go. Especially Wing X. Yeah. There's a lot of series that didn't make it into a lot of different games. And there's not really a reason for them not to have, other than just they didn't do it. Would have been nice, but they didn't do it. I realized that was wood grain, and now I'm desperately trying to make it look like wood. Because I just painted it gray before. We're going to make that symbol of Nurgle look filthy. Sony should buy... I think Bandai is going to cost way too much for anybody to buy. They've been printing money for a very long time. Oh, that looks exactly like I wanted it to. It looks like somebody just puked all over it. Yes! That is just what I wanted. Alright, do you have any snakebite leather that we need to do for you, sir? I don't think you really do. I think you got like one spot. Just right there with your belt. Can't even see the belt from most angles. Alright. So next up we need Black Templar, and then it's just touch-up. Oh, and then Plague Blair Flesh, and then it's just touch-up time. And we'll have these two boys finished. So it still took us roughly 2 weeks for these two guys. We didn't actually, like, earn extra time, but we've also put a lot more work into these two than I thought we were going to. So doing it the way that we did it with the assembly line style was actually a bad thing at all. I think it bought us time, if anything else. Alright, so we're going to take part up there, make it black. Right above the diode. And then we're going to mix a little bit of black in here. Not a lot, just a little. I don't want to do this again, because I really don't like the way that turned out. We're going to go back over that with Plague Bear Flesh and make it pop. Alright, then do we need any black on this guy at all? I don't think so. Yeah, I think this guy's just touch-up. Alright, we're ready for touch-up. Nope, we're not ready for touch-up. We still have to do the Plague Bear Flesh. I've been talking about this whole time. I'm mixing it in both guns, and we're not... We gotta do that. Then we'll go back to colors we've already done tonight. Making good time, though. All right, let's get grungy. Come here, my boy. It's grunge time. We're going to take these parts of it. I just hit the camera with that. That was wonderful. These boxy parts of it. We're just going to... really make that pop right there. Bring some extra color to that, and then should help it to shine. Which cross-race roster? Yeah, that would... if we can get a Gundam game that had cross-race roster, it'd be pretty sick. Put out DLC every month. Yeah. If they really wanted the game to shine, they should have been adding a suit on a regular rotation. One new suit every month. Anything like that. But just going, yeah, we're going to add the new Gundam 4 months after release. And then we won't add anything again until... yeah, we're adding some wing stuff now. It's like, okay. All right, I guess. So what I like about it is it's a subtle change, right? I want to put one more coat on it, but it's not like it's super thick on here. Plate bearer flesh. It just brings a different shade to it, you know? It makes it look just a little bit more sickly in a way that I really like. It actually goes really well with that gray, that Basilicanum gray. Let's, you know what? Let's maybe make a mistake here and just wash this down on the backside as well. Why wouldn't a Death Guard's weapon be all sickly looking, you know? Might have put it on a little too thick, but I actually really like the way that looks now. I kind of hated it before, but... I like that mixture of color a lot more. Probably just Wing Zero, probably. Probably. Alright, let's do the same thing to the other gun. And then we'll do some touch-up for all our boys. We're not going to mess with the diode, but we're going to get all the rest of this. Just wash it over with this. And I'm applying it pretty liberally. Yeah, I really like that texture that it wound up with. Where you can see like the black and the Basilicanum gray still in there as well. But it really does make it pop more, in my opinion. Wonder how much Gundam Breaker 3 made? I doubt we will ever see the numbers on that. I like that a lot. It kind of makes me want to... Chad? It makes me want to put just a little bit of it in our melee weapons, too. Not a lot. I don't know how I feel about that. On the one hand, I think it actually looks better that way, but on the other hand, it also kind of blends in more to the body now. But it is a different green than what the body has, so it's tough to say. Might just come back over and highlight it with gray or something. Sandrock and Ultron. People don't remember those suits. I mean, I do, but I'm the weird guy. The best Gunplug game? Yeah. Gunbreaker 3, 100%. Also, this is a different color green than is on the body. It kind of gives it that extra sickly feel. Reminiscent of what's on the body without being exactly the same. I dig it. I think it looks cool. I wonder how much different it's going to look when it dries. Because, like, I'm looking at his gun already, and it looks really nice, in my opinion. Got those streaks of what looks like corrosion. And remember, these are poison guys. Disease guys. So it makes this stuff look like extra corroded. I like it. I like it. All right, it's touch-up time. Now the question could be asked, Trey, is it such a good idea to experiment with these guys when they're the only Death Guard that you've painted? And to that, I say, yeah, I mean, I think so. They're my Death Guard, right? If they don't look exactly like everybody else's Death Guard, that's all right. And if I wind up making a mistake, then I can always just paint them again. Is that a waste of time? I don't necessarily think so. All right, let's do our pink first for our touch-ups. Specifically for all the spots we missed back here. I want to do the green touch-ups last because there's so many areas that need another coat of green on them. Dun, 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 dun. New Gundam Breakers. Yeah, New Gundam Breakers rough. New Gundam Breakers rough. Go. Lost that a little more there. All right. That's him for touch-up pink. We're just going to scroll through them all here. Probably shouldn't have put my hand on the gun. Oh, well. Touch-up pink. I don't know what they were thinking with New Gundam Breaker. I really don't. There were some clever ideas there, but the execution just falters so bad. Right, I think that's his touch-up pink done. Honestly, most of his pink is really good still. We did a good job with him from the get-go. Couple spots here, like I want to get that in there. Couple ideas here that I didn't necessarily love the way we did them, but they're not bad. Like the fact that we use Guilliman flesh for the tongue here, but it also could be like what I'm using in my mind now is it's not a tongue that's helping him hold cis. It's like his intestines. Because that's way grosser and I love it. Wish that I would stay against me on and on, moving on. Like, I want my Death Guard to be as gross as possible. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm playing Death Guard, why wouldn't I want him to be gross? You know what I mean? Even has Zabanya and you think Harut? Yeah? It's a weird thing, New Gundam Breaker. A strange beast. There's the one. I knew there was one hiding in here. There's also a spot on our other boy. On the back of his arm, I think. Or no, it's on the back of this guy's arm. I'm here today. I got told the other day I needed to add Guilty Gear music to the playlist, and they're absolutely right. We need to add some Guilty Gear music to the playlist. You may say, Trey, this just feels like you're going back over all 4 of the models to try and make them perfect. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. You're right. It's not going to take as long as you think, though. It's mostly just things I've noticed while we've been painting the other ones that we missed. Or things that need a better coat on there. It really won't take that long to do. This chainmail just eats this gray in a way that I really like, where the changes are subtle. You might not even realize you put that much paint in there until you look at a spot that you didn't paint yet. And I think they look really good afterwards because of it. Murk that up just a little bit. There we go. Murk that up just a little bit more. We don't want it to be too bright after all. Oh, that looks so good. Right, let's do the same thing here. Wish that I would know myself. All right. I think that's done with the gray. I feel like there was one more spot I wanted to get the gray in. I just hit the camera again. Maxi Boost on is really the best arcade gun. Yeah, it is. It is. And it didn't even receive the support that I wanted it to get, you know? Which is a shame. Could have been a lot more DLC that came out for it, too. Yeah! Rush! Just a smidge more of this gray. Clean up here. I might come back and mix in some of that Plague Bearer flesh with this up here. Just to make it pop a little more. Alright, next up is Gore Grunta. For touch-up. I'm just thinking about Iggy's question now of where's Sandrock and Altron, and honestly, you could just run down the list, right? Like, where's this suit? Where's that suit? It should have been in this game. It should have been in that game, and it wasn't. Like, popular suits, too. Just not, they're not there. Okay. Thought for sure they would be, but alright. There we go. Alright. Put this spot right here. Mixed in a little bit there, didn't mean to, but that's okay. Put green in there. Right, I think that's all for him for Gorgrunta. Has mostly everything, but yeah. It's mostly just the green that we still need to do touch up on, but I want to get the inside of the pauldrons and things like that that got missed in the initial painting. I'm a shapeshifter. That's green. Do 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 do. All right, we're gonna real quick look over these two with Gorgrunta, and then I think it's just onto the green. Your mask. Do do do. Not mean to mix that in on top of that bone. There we go. That's not too bad. It did mix in, but it's not bad. Okay. Do 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 do. Insides of the pauldrons, I always seem to forget until after I put the model down. And then I go, man! And I don't want to dig it back up just to paint the insides of the pauldrons, you know? That's one reason I want to do catch up on all of these. Alright, let's do the green. Yeah, they do have cross boost, or whatever it's called. As usual, our Gundam games wind up being, you know, we get some of them. We don't get the others. I really liked Gundam Battle Operation Next. I played a lot of Battle Operation Next back in the day. Never got a full official release over here. All right. It's green time. I can't believe Laurent has just been good this whole time. He has just been chilling. No problems, no fighting. No trying to get on anything he shouldn't be getting on. He has just been good. This is why I want to do the green last. Because I knew there'd be a lot of stuff that wound up getting bled into the green. But it would give us more of an ability to fix it. It's good, looking pretty good, honestly. Yet another one that we did a pretty dang good job on, I think. Some touch up. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I mean Rundgren. Rundgren's been very good back there. That was a perfect name change. That's one done. I just put my hand in that paint. See? That's what I get for not being careful. I got militarum green on my hand now. All right, next up. We do have some spots on this guy that we messed up that need some touch up. Just like that. We didn't get a good enough coat on the backpack, it looks like. There are quite a few spots that have bled through. But he's coming together now. I hit the camera again. There we go. That guy's done. Dinosaurs Gundam? Yeah. Ah, now I hit the mic. I'm trying to scratch my nose. I'm just hitting everything now. Alright. Clean up that hand a little bit where we didn't get all that. We'll get above the teeth now. Make that shine again. Not shine as in like actually shine, but as in make it look right without the white prime coming in to mess up the paint job. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Man, it's crazy how much just a little bit of touch up here and there to cover up the white spots from the prime just really make these models pop. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I think that doing it the way we did, where we painted a couple of them at a time, I think it worked out. I think it was a good choice, ultimately. I think that might be how we do it. Assembly line style might be how we do it from now on. Because it also lets the paint dry on the other ones, so we can look back over them again and see what we think about the paint job. In a way that just doing them one at a time doesn't. That was a good suggestion, I think. Oh, we're not done yet. We gotta finish his knife. I forgot all about his knife. Can't believe I forgot his knife. Poor guy. He's knifeless. Alright. You need some touch-up green up here. I remembered. This new brush has really come in handy today. It would be nice if I could stop hitting the camera, though. Greatest creation, funnel spam. I remember funnel spam. Alright, I think now we just have to finish his knife, and then we're done for tonight. We are, though, very quick gonna fix I almost spilled all that Militarum green. That would have been real bad. That would have been real bad. It's getting close time to call it anyway because I'm starting to get really hungry. But not only did we finish these two, we also did touch up for all four. So, you know, I think it's a pretty good stream. We don't need a lot of pink. We just need very wet. Get this one spot right there. And then we're gonna just dab it dry. There we go. All right. All that's left is this boy's dagger, for which we need some Gorgrunta and some Plague Bearer. Can we finish it before Torna finishes playing the song that's playing right now? That's the real question. No! I turned my hand too far and got way too much Gorgrunta on there. We did not finish in time. Add time. We gotta pull up the Militarum green again. Also, I saw one more spot on this guy we'll get while we have them. Welcome back. Militarum green out. There we go. All right. Now all that's left is the Plague Bearer. Finish off the knife, and then we're done for tonight. While we're finishing that off, just a reminder, everybody. Monday, we'll be doing Immo Mondays. Tuesday, we'll have the regular podcast where we're going to talk about Double Zeta. Please look forward to that because we finished it. And then Wednesday, Rundgren will play something. Not sure what. We'll see what gets voted on. And then I'm leaving. I'm going out of town. So, at that point, thank you, Kira. I won't be back until the 23rd is when I will be back for streams. That means that next week, there won't be a build stream. The week after that, there won't be a paint stream. But the week after that, we'll come back and work on the Burning Gundam some more. All right, let's get here. Just clean that new brush off real quick. Got to make sure it stays nice and healthy. Hale, I want it to last, you know. Hale and healthy is the goal for the new brush. All right, well, let's look over them real quick. Got our gunner that we made his gun way more blighted and diseased, and I love it. It looks so much better now to me. He just looks really cool. I like him a lot. Then we got our Axe Boy. We brought him in more to parity with everybody else by bringing his Gorgrunta colors in. Put a little bit of green in the axe. I like it. I think it looks good. We got our other gunner. Mixed in the Plague Bearer with him. I think he looks really nice. I like him a lot. Probably the best eyes I've ever done. And then our split helmet guy that I also think looks really good. Couple spots that we missed that I can see already, but I think these 4 turned out pretty great. So in 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time, in a month, wow. We'll come back and finish our last 2, I think it is, Plague Marines. So until next time, thanks everybody for coming to hang out with me. I've been Trey, this has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. That Trans Am, but also that painting minis has to offer.